Are you a GoHighLevel rookie? Or maybe everybody around you just keeps talking about it and you're trying to decide if you should start using it? Well, the answer is 1000% yes. This video is going to be a complete beginner's guide to GoHighLevel, the single most powerful marketing tool that's ever been created, and that is not an exaggeration. The battle for the best CRM is over, and it was a brutal slaughter. Anyone who's still using ActiveCampaign, Close.io, or ClickFunnels is now living in the Stone Ages, and none of the competition is even catching up. In fact, the gap is even widening. GoHighLevel is now so much better than the competition that you're actually at a huge disadvantage if you're not using it. I run my $600,000 per month marketing agency with 60 employees using GoHighLevel. I also use it to run my online coaching business, plus 8 other mini companies that I operate, all of which running on GoHighLevel. Now, before I share my screen and walk you through the platform, I should warn you about a few things so you don't waste your time and I don't waste mine. GoHighLevel is probably the most versatile and powerful all-in-one marketing tool that exists in the market today. So if you expect it to be very user-friendly and that you're going to pick it up and 15 minutes later you're going to be an expert, you're sorely mistaken. With great power comes great complexity. So if you're one of those people who are fighting technology, then go sign up for MailChimp and good luck with your business. But if you're trying to make $100,000 a month, automate all of your business operations, and build a killer team, then you need to suck it up, put in the time to learn this platform. It will be the single most valuable skill that you learn. My goal for you by the end of this video is to know your way around the platform and understand what it can do for your business. And if you're only using GoHighLevel for your own business, then you can grab a platinum sub account for only $49 per month using the link down in the description. This will also allow you to copy all of my automations, funnels, and sequences. All right, my friends, here is GoHighLevel. Now, before I dive into the back end, I want to just show you their horrible landing page at GoHighLevel.com. This is what you'll see, and these are the packages available to you. There's a $97 per month package and a $297 per month package. GoHighLevel is really designed to be white label, to create your own CRM, give it to your clients, or to resell it. That's how they've been able to scale it to such an amazing degree, and why I'm able to offer you a sub account for $49. So for this $297 per month price, you actually get the ability to white label the platform to as many people as you want. For the $97, you can only white label it to 3, but they also seriously restrict you with features. That's why if you want the features, all of them, and it's just for you, you should use my platinum sub account. It actually doesn't end at $297. I don't know why, but they don't put their highest tier plan, which is about $500 per month. It's their platinum agency plan. That's what I have. That's what allows you to do a lot of cool stuff like using templates and A/B testing, as well as access to their API. So my advice to you, if you're looking to white label this for your clients or give your clients a sub account, you can start off with that $297 per month package. If you're just using this for your company, you should grab my $49 per month package with all of the tools already enabled. All right, now we're inside of GoHighLevel. This is what the backend looks like. I want to warn you, because it's so powerful, this thing does a lot of stuff. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of tabs. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it intimidate you. I'm going to walk you through this and make it as simple as possible. Right now I'm in the agency dashboard. So if you're white labeling it, if you're the agency admin, this is what you're going to see first. And you can see that you can toggle between all of your different sub accounts that you manage. And if you have a sub account with me, you'll be in this list as well. Within this agency dashboard, you can manage all of your sub accounts. You can turn them on and off. You can enable certain features for them. They make it really seamless to control just about everything. Now, one of the coolest things about the platinum agency plan, which is what I have, is you can enable SaaS mode. If you're managing sub accounts, they do charge you for SMS, for overage emails, for advanced API stuff that your sub accounts are doing. Now, if you want to rebill these to your clients, meaning you don't want to pay for all their text messages, you need the $499 per month plan so that you can rebill in SaaS mode. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time in the agency dashboard because honestly, I don't spend very much time here and it's not going to be very helpful for you. So let's log into my sub account and this is what you're going to see. So on the left-hand side here, you'll see all of the main tabs where you'll spend your time. I'll go through each of these individually, but first let's go into settings and see some of the stuff that you can control here. Your business profile is where you're going to give your basic business information, as well as your domain, your contact info, and make sure to fill this out completely. One really important thing to note in this business profile is your API key. If you're connecting this to Zapier, they have a Zapier connection called Lead Connector. It's not GoHighLevel, it's called a Lead Connector. and you'll need to enter this API key in order to access it. Another really important thing to note here in the business profile, if you come all the way down the bottom right, this is a really important tab that I wanted to show you. This is kind of the overarching security settings, including email and SMS. So it's important that you go through and mark some of these off. Some that I like to keep marked: bot detection, preventing statistics increment, mark emails as invalid if they hard bounce, you want that checked. Validate phone numbers when an SMS is first sent, you want that checked, or else it's going to keep trying to send SMS and charging you for it if they're invalid. Verify email when the first email is sent. Yes, you don't want it to try and email people over and over again. And then some default unsubscribe links and SMS opt-out links. I actually like to update these so that it doesn't say stop when somebody opts out. I like to use halt because phone carriers will see all the stops coming through and they can actually throttle your text messages or start to mark you as spam. So if they say something like halt or another keyword that you come up with, and then you can set up an automation in GoHighLevel, which I'll show you, to look for that keyword halt and then remove them from SMS if they say that. Now, if you're just getting started, you should leave this unsubscribe link on, but you can disable it. And I actually have it disabled, and I'll show you what I do in a more advanced lesson. Another important note, missed call text back. This is a simple way to shoot somebody a text back if they call you. I'm going to show you how to set up a phone number in just a second. All right, company billing. Please make sure that your billing info is always up to date. They do charge you, and if you don't pay, they will disable your account. My staff. This is where you can see all of the people that have access to your GoHighLevel. One of the best things about this platform is you can give really granular access to people. What they can do, what they log in, what they can see. And then you can really quickly log in as one of your staff members just to see if the access you provided was correct. So when you're adding an employee, here's what it looks like. You're going to go ahead and put in their name, email, advanced settings. You can set the password for them. But roles and permissions, this is where you can get very granular with the permissions that you give them. As you can see, there's a lot of different options here for what you want them to be able to see and do. That way, if you have somebody in charge of funnels or website building or payments, you can just give them access to those things. Opportunities and pipelines. GoHighLevel is first and foremost a CRM, so you should be using your opportunities and pipelines. Here you can set a couple settings here, but what's most important is your pipelines. You can create a new pipeline, you can edit your pipeline. This will be very similar to most CRMs that you are used to or that exist today. Next, I want to come down into calendar, and one of the great things I want to tell you is that GoHighLevel can replace your other calendar system. And the beautiful thing about having everything in GHL is it all talks to each other. You don't need a Zapier automation to connect your Calendly meeting to your CRM. It just all talks. When somebody books an appointment, it can trigger an automation. When somebody shows up, it can trigger an automation, all in the same platform without having a bunch of different tools running. They might not be the best on their own, but the fact that they work so well together makes the whole thing worth it. So I'm not going to go too in depth on calendars or any specific tab here, because honestly, I can go probably for 30 minutes to an hour just on calendars and capabilities and settings. Like I said, GoHighLevel is very powerful. Because of that power, it can be a little bit cumbersome, but just know you can set calendars for all of your teammates. There's different styles of calendars, just like you'll see in Calendly. It's just as powerful, if not more powerful. Conversational AI. This is actually very cool. GHL has done an awesome job building AI into the platform. So their conversational AI is essentially their AI chatbot. It can be trained to reply to people. There's takeover. So if you want to monitor your bots and come in and actually take over on your own, you can. I was using this for a while. As you can see, it is fully configured. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I could probably do another hour on the conversational AI. It does work, but I actually use a different AI chatbot tool named Chatling, and I can drop the link for you down in the description. This part, very important. I'm going to spend a few minutes here on both email services and phone numbers because you need to have this set up correctly. So GoHighLevel's email system, the one that you should be using, their default is called Lead Connector. So this actually works on Mailgun, I believe. And all you have to do is add a custom domain that you'll be sending those emails from. I like to use a domain that's nice and warm, and you're going to be using a subdomain. So if my main domain is leadgenj.com, my Gmail, my G Suite address is j@leadgenj.com, I want my GHL to be sending emails from that same domain. GHL's actually done a really great job of making it easy to sync those domains. So all you're going to do is go to dedicated domain and IP under Lead Connector, and now you can add different subdomains. So to do that, you're just going to go ahead and add domain. If I wanted to add another one, I could do lc.leadgenj.com, LC meaning lead connector, add and verify. Now, the great thing here is that it will actually find out where your domain is hosted and input those records for you. Back in the day when GHL was first released, you had to do this all manually. Now it actually does it for you. So I'm not going to go through this process, but it is fairly straightforward. Now, once you have that subdomain in here, you can then come into domain configuration, and this is really cool as well. You can actually send bulk emails from a specific subdomain, automations from a specific subdomain, and one-on-ones from a specific subdomain. By breaking it out into different subdomains, and this is for my email people, you're actually protecting each of your subdomains and your primary domain. I don't get a lot of spam reports, so I just leave this as a primary domain. Once that's configured, let's look at reply and forward settings. So one of the great things here is that any reply can come in and be tracked, and I like to have them forwarding to the two people who basically run my operations, which is Andrew and Tyler. Any email reply goes to them two to handle. You can also set a reply address here so that they reply to a specific address, but if you do that, you lose all the tracking capabilities, which I tend to like. Now, for those of you that know anything about phone systems, there's a lot of regulations governing SMS and calling. GHL does a really good job streamlining the ability to buy a number and manage a number, and actually assign numbers to all of your staff members. And they do it relatively affordably and easily. So to add a number, you'll just come in here, add a number. I actually recommend using a toll-free number, even if it doesn't get the best reply rate. It's actually much better for deliverability and business, and it's unlikely to get reported or banned. And as you can see, they're very affordable, $2.15 per number. And you can have these assigned to all of your staff members. So if you're using a tool like Sales Message or another business phone system, you can replace all of that with GoHighLevel. Now, once you buy that number, you are going to have to verify it. To verify it, just come into the Trust Center here, and you'll go through these steps to actually get that number verified. And as you can see, I have that brand verification, campaign verification. I don't really need. My texts go through just fine. GHL also offers WhatsApp services. So SMS doesn't really work internationally. It won't deliver to people in like Asia or Africa or some countries in Europe. Everybody uses WhatsApp. So this is another option for you. I did actually use their WhatsApp connection for a few months and had some good experiences with it, some bad experiences. You can't just say whatever you want. You have to get every message pre-approved. And then they actually booted off my first WhatsApp number randomly for no reason. I was just sending reminders with it. So it's not fully built out and reliable yet, but it is something really cool that they offer. So if you're somebody who likes to integrate WhatsApp into your automations, you can do that here with GHL. Some fields that I'm just going to graze over: custom fields, custom values, manage scoring. This is normal CRM stuff. These are just the fields and the values that you can put in for a contact so that you can input more information for them, attach them to forms, and use them in emails and stuff like that. You can also really simply add domains. So if you're building funnels, you're building websites, you're going to need domains to attach them to. They make it really easy to integrate. Just like when we were in email and we were adding a subdomain to send emails from, domains are the same thing. It's basically a one-click add. Back in the day, it was much harder to add it on GHL. They've really gotten their together. URL redirects is exactly what it sounds like. You can really quickly add redirects from your domains to other pages. And I love this feature. As you can see, I have a ton of redirects set up to forms, to different pages. I use this a lot. Integrations, you should absolutely come here as one of the first things that you do and just integrate as many platforms as you can. They integrate with Facebook and Instagram really cleanly. You can set up automations, which I'll show you, with Instagram comments and Instagram DMs. They also integrate with your Google ads and your Facebook ads and several other platforms. It's really important to get this integrated so that you get a full picture of what's going on in your company. Okay, the rest I don't spend too much time on. Tags, I'm sure you're familiar with other CRMs. These are just tags that you can add to different contacts to trigger different automations. This is very common in most CRMs, and they become very valuable. But I never spend time in this tab. I'll show you how I create tags using automations. Labs is some of the new features that come out that you can activate or not activate. I like to check out what new features are coming from time to time, but I don't spend very much time here. If you do a lot of enterprise business, you can select this with companies. This will associate different contacts with the same company. This business does not do a lot of enterprise deals, so I don't really worry about this tab. All right, now let's get into the meat of GoHighLevel. This is where I spend most of my time. This is the main page. If you're using GHL to run your sales team, you're doing a lot of outbound calls, you have a big sales team doing a lot of lead outreach, which I don't. I only have one salesperson, and as you can see, they're tracking their opportunities, they're doing their calls. It is working quite well, but I don't spend very much time on this dashboard. If you are somebody who spends a lot of time on this dashboard, you can add a lot of different widgets to get a lot of great visualization into GHL and into a lot of the features and the sales metrics. And it's funny, the analytics that you get here on GHL, which you get basically for free, are better than most other analytics that I've had before, because it ties everything together. Your Facebook ads, your Google ads, your funnels, your forms, it's all right here. Now, one of my favorite things about GHL is this conversations tab. And I recommend getting the app as well, because you can interact with your clients and your leads right from your phone. And no matter what channel that they contact you on, whether they're replying to an SMS, an email, an Instagram message, it all comes right here into your conversations tab. And by default, you reply from the same channel that they sent that message from. You can also filter and only see the contacts assigned to you. So if you have a big sales team, they can just come in there and see the contacts assigned to them. You can filter by unread, you can filter by channel. This is unbelievably powerful. And if you're chatting with someone and you want to take action on that contact, you can come into the right-hand tab. You can schedule an appointment with them. You can create an opportunity for them. You can add a task for them. This is normal CRM stuff, but you'd never be able to just book an appointment with one button and have it talk to everything else, all from the same platform. This is a really special place. Okay, calendars. This is really important if you have a sales team that's busy. They can come in here, track their appointments, monitor their appointments, and then edit their settings and their availability, stuff like that. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time in the calendars setting right now. As you can see, it took me back to settings. It is a pretty complicated module. There's groups, there's calendars, there's lots of different types of calendars, and a lot of options here. And honestly, it's a little bit confusing to set up, especially because you have to attach certain forms to it. So there will be an additional video specifically about calendars, specifically about building funnels and websites, setting up automations. Each of these is 30 minutes to an hour on their own. Right now, I just want you to know the capabilities and how to navigate the platform. I've used a lot of CRMs in my time. GoHighLevel does unbelievably at this contacts display. You're able to create smart lists with multiple filters and save that list. So for example, if I want to send an email to all of my active course members, I just have to select that smart list. And now I can select all 700 people and I can send them a one-to-one email. I can also add them to an automation. I can also send them an SMS. I can also verify all of their emails just to make sure that all their emails are valid. There are just a lot of capabilities from this section, but these smart lists make things unbelievably easy, especially if you want to email all of your most active people once a week. You can just have an active 1 week smart list, select them all, send them an email. Now, I will be doing an entire video on how to manage your email list in GoHighLevel, how to keep your emails clean, how to only email the most active people, how to build re-engagement sequences for people that aren't very active. So stay tuned for that video. That's going to be another 30 minutes to an hour. So we're going to save that for another time. We're going to move on. Opportunities. This is like most other CRMs that you've probably seen before. The great part is it's all integrated. You can run different plays, automations based on what happens in this pipeline. So as you can see, I've got leads assigned to different salespeople. They're moving their way across the pipeline. I've got automations set up that move them through the pipeline. This isn't that unique to GoHighLevel, but they do a really nice job of keeping those opportunities really clean, keeping the pipelines organized. I really like how they've been able to sort and display this. This is one of my favorite things about GHL, their payments tab. They've made this unbelievably powerful. I still have some problems with it, but honestly, if you're not conducting transactions with GHL, then you're missing out on a lot of missed opportunity. There's a few really awesome pros about taking the payment in the same platform, that you can put them into the automation sequence, that you can move them through the pipeline. All of this talks. So once we get to the automation section and do the video on automations and some of the automations that you need to have, the payment trigger becomes a really important trigger. And if you're relying on Zapier or Make to send that information into your CRM every time, it's just a lot of steps and it makes it really hard for you to launch new offers, new products. I can do it all here, including invoicing, including contracts. All of it is held under one roof. So as you can see, here's a list of all of my invoices that I've generated. I can send direct invoices to people, collect payment for those invoices right in GHL. I've got documents and contracts as well. And these are really advanced contracts that you can pre-fill, send to somebody for a digital signature, and it is legally binding. I use this all the time now. It has replaced DocuSign for me. It has replaced PandaDoc. And I can build this into my automation. I can automatically send people a templated contract when a new deal comes in or somebody pays. The automations that you can build with these invoices and contracts are unbelievably powerful. Of course, you can track orders and abandoned checkouts. You can track subscriptions and you can create subscriptions. You can create payment links just in Stripe. All you have to do is send them a link. They can pay on that link. This way you can avoid any confusion, miscommunication. It doesn't get much easier than a payment link. There's also a full product suite. You can build unlimited products, different pricing schemes. I'm not going to go too into depth on this right now. It's honestly pretty self-explanatory. They also just launched a whole storefront, like an e-commerce shop. So you can have multiple products listed on one page, different SKUs and inventories if you want to do apparel and stuff. I haven't used that too much, but I think it was a really cool feature to add. So definitely something to think about. If you have like an e-com shop and you have collections, now you can actually do that in at GHL. Their coupons, pretty self-explanatory. Payment settings, pretty self-explanatory. You can enable or disable receipts. I actually don't like receipts going out for every single transaction, but your payment settings are relatively self-explanatory and you can adjust some of the templates that go out. And those email templates are going to be located in your marketing tab, and I'll show you in just a second. Payment integrations. What can you actually use to collect payments? I'm a noob and I use Stripe because I spend a lot of time in there and I have a lot of complicated payment automations. That's why I use Stripe. They're the only ones that make it really easy. I also have PayPal integrated and NMI integrated. I mostly use Stripe and PayPal just for simplicity, and most people like it. With Stripe, it also offers my customers the option to use Klarna or Afterpay if they want to finance one of my programs. But if you have a custom payment solution, just come on in here and see if they integrate with your thing. They probably do. All right, now we're getting to the fun stuff, the actual marketing. And this is unbelievably powerful. I actually don't use the social planner very much, but they can integrate with all of your social platforms. They can create posts using AI, automate those posts, and actually publish for you on various platforms. So here's all of the platforms they can actually publish for you on and give you a lot of detailed analytics about your social media. You can run your entire social suite through GHL for no additional price. Most of these platforms cost at least $100 per month, and this one is actually very capable. You can log into your Instagram, your X, your TikTok, your YouTube, and actually automate your content using GHL, including some really advanced features like adding watermarks. But again, I don't use this for social. I have a team that runs this and we do it all manually. We spend a lot of time on our social. All right, email campaigns. If you're trying to send out a newsletter, a nice templated design, you can actually do that here. You can run A/B tests. You can do a really custom design for your newsletter. They have really cool drag and drops. They have templates that you can use. This probably looks familiar to most other newsletter softwares you've used, like MailChimp. It honestly all does pretty much the same thing. I actually don't like sending emails that look like newsletters. I like sending really plain text emails. I feel like it looks better. It looks more personal. People actually respond to it better. So I've actually stopped using a lot of these templated campaigns, unless I'm doing an A/B test, in which case this makes it relatively easy. Really powerful tool here that most people don't fully utilize. I love these, which is trigger links. A trigger link is a link that either you click or your customer clicks that triggers a certain thing in your automation. For example, my sales team finishes a call with a prospect. They get an email automatically with a trigger link option to say, did that person show and was a warm lead? They didn't show. They showed, but they don't have enough money, so we're going to downsell to them. Or they showed and they're a cold lead. These are all different trigger links that all my salesperson has to do is click it, and that triggers a specific automation to put that lead into the right sequence. It's kind of like filling out a form or doing something manually, but in this example, just clicking the right link is going to give you an appropriate action in the automation sequence. And I'm going to show you how those work even more in this automations section that we're going to go detailed in another video. I'm going to walk through it now, and we'll talk about how to use trigger links and set up automations in a future video. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you can learn how to do that. Now, would you believe me if I told you that GHL has a fully built out affiliate management platform? You can sign up affiliates using either an automation or a form, and now they have a referral link and they have a coupon code that they can give and refer people to your product and get compensated for it. This is a more advanced affiliate program than ones that I have paid thousands of dollars for. It's really unbelievable. This is exactly what I use for all of my affiliates for my program. It makes it really easy to sign them up, assign them to campaigns, figure out how much I owe them, and actually pay them out, all using this affiliate manager. And once you set up a domain for your customers to go to and your affiliates to go to, mine is vip.leadgenj.com. Now they can see their courses, their memberships, and their affiliates all in one place. So in this affiliate manager, you can create different campaigns that have different payout levels and assign different products to them. And then you'll assign different affiliates to different campaigns. And you can also attach your PayPal to this so that you can pay them out directly from the affiliate manager without ever leaving GHL. The affiliate manager is another one of those things where I don't want to go too in depth in this video because it's another 30 minutes to an hour. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you can follow and learn how to maximize this affiliate manager, because it makes me a lot of money and it can make you a lot of money. This is where I spend the majority of my time in GHL, and that is in this automations tab. The automations is where all of the magic really happens. When this happens, do that. And it essentially gives you a lot of power to do a lot of really cool stuff. Now, just for the record, I have about 100 automations in here categorized in different folders. And if you do join my $49 sub account and you see an automation that you like and want to copy in one of my follow-up videos about these sequences, I can actually go into one of these. Let's just go into offers for a second. Let's go into paid course. Say that you want my agreement pending automation. I can actually copy to Subaccount and give you this automation. And I can only do that if you have a sub account with me. So if that's something you want to do, join my $49 per month GoHighLevel, and I can send you any of these automations that you want to use. So let's go ahead and create a new workflow. I got two options here: select a recipe or start from scratch. Let's go ahead and select a recipe just to see what's available to us. If you're just getting started, I do recommend coming here first and seeing what it actually recommends. And as you can see, there's some cool stuff here. Facebook comments, Instagram comments, send product recommendation using GPT-4 Turbo. There's some really cool stuff in here. So just come in and get some ideas. I, of course, usually like to start from scratch because I know what I'm doing and I know the capabilities of GHL. Allow reentry is now on by default. This is typical of a CRM. If somebody comes to this automation once, can they come in again? If you want to change that, you can just come into the settings and adjust that here. So you need to set a trigger. Again, I'm not going to go too in depth in automations right now. I just wanted to show you all of the capabilities here. Birthday reminder, contact changed. And I'm going to highlight some really exciting ones. Contact engagement score. So you can score people, and if they reach a certain score, trigger an automation. Call status, email events, customer replies. Then you can actually filter by what they reply and do something specific with that. Facebook lead form, TikTok lead form, trigger link, video tracking. For example, if they watch 10% of your video or more, you can trigger an automation. LinkedIn lead form, funnel, website, and page view. So if somebody lands on a specific funnel or page in your website that's built in GHL, it will know it because it's got them cookied, and you can trigger an automation based off of that. Appointment status, customer booked appointment. So if you've got your calendars in GHL, now you can trigger workflows based off of their calendar status. Opportunities, if you have a change in your pipeline, this can trigger an automation as well, including if an opportunity goes stale. If an affiliate makes a sale, you can trigger an automation. This is why it's so powerful to have everything under one roof. Now that I'm running through these things, normally each of these would be a separate software. An affiliate sale, a booked appointment, LinkedIn lead form. Usually you'd need 3 Zapier automations to make this all talk. In GHL, you can do it all under one roof, which makes your work 90% faster and which helps you make more money and build more automations. Courses, which we'll get to in a little bit. You can actually build your learning courses all in GHL now. When I first launched my course, their courses program in GHL was just getting off the ground. It was rudimentary. Now, when I go back and I look at what they've built, I would consider moving from school to GHL. It looks unbelievable. And you can trigger automations based off what your students are doing. Way more powerful than school.com, which is what I'm currently using. But of course, school has its benefits. Of course, you can trigger automations off of payments. So if an invoice is received, a payment is received, an order was processed, a refund was processed, all of these can trigger different things that you can do. If you connect with Shopify, of course, that can trigger automations. IVR, I don't use so much. Facebook and Instagram events. Now it basically replaces ManyChat. If somebody comments on your Instagram post, you can send them an automated DM without paying $50 a month for ManyChat. Unbelievably powerful. Certificate is issued, community access granted or revoked. These are all of the different triggers that you can use. Now, based on the trigger that you select, it's going to limit what you can do after. Just to use a standard one, I'm going to use contact tag has been added. Now, these are all of the actions that I can do. I can send emails. I can change their opportunity status. I can send them texts or WhatsApps. I can send them a voicemail drop. There is a ton of stuff that I can do using automations. So knowing the capabilities of what you're able to build makes you a lot more powerful as an entrepreneur so that you can automate everything in your business. And GHL makes that unbelievably easy. Slack message, call, voice message, messenger, Instagram DM, send them to conversational AI. You can send a webhook. You can process something with ChatGPT. You can add a new row in Google Sheets or check a Google Sheet row, all using GHL without ever going to Zapier. I use this all the time, and it saves me having to go create an automation when I want to add a new payment to a Google Sheet. As an entrepreneur, you're going to be using this all the time. So this is going to save you unbelievably amounts of time. You can run math equations and formulas just like you would normally do in Zapier. You can use ChatGPT built into these automations. You can run a prompt without having to take it out to a Zapier automation. And it's unbelievably cheap and affordable using this platform. You can build custom audiences in Facebook and Google. If a new lead comes in, you can manually add them to a Facebook audience so that you can retarget them. If you know anything about marketing, that just gave you a boner. I know it gave me one when I first learned that and implemented it. And I use that now in all of my payment and lead automations. So that's just a taste of what you can do in these automations. Now, actually putting it into practice and plugging these automations into your business is a little bit more complicated. It takes some time, but it is more worth it than anything else that I have done in business. Building out these automations. You do it once and it saves you unbelievable amounts of time and lets you scale your business so that you can focus on marketing and creating a better product. Now, quickly, I want to touch base on some of the other features here. Sites. So this is another clearly very bulky tab. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to focus on where I spend the majority of my time, which is funnels and websites. So a funnel is a sequence of pages that you take somebody through from start to finish. Just for an example, let's look at my course funnel. Most people are going to start at this opt-in page, then they're going to go to the sales page, then they're going to go to the checkout page, then they're going to go to the agreement page, and then the welcome page. It's a series that I'm taking them through. That's why it's a funnel. A website, on the other hand, is just random scattered pages. You don't have the ability to A/B test them. I use websites for things like my terms and conditions and my privacy policy and my homepage. The purpose of a website isn't to convert and drive a specific action. A funnel is. So I actually spend most of my time building funnels and not in the websites tab. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to spend too much time going into the funnel building structure, but if you've used ClickFunnels or you've used most other funnel builders, it's actually pretty similar. It's unbelievably fast and easy to customize, and the funnels actually look really, really nice. So as you can see here, you can customize the fonts, the colors, the backgrounds. It's really modular. There's a lot of different elements that you can add, and if there's anything that you can't add that's not already in here, you can just grab some custom code like I do and plug it in. This is all custom code, and you can quickly create an A/B test, start that split test, and I actually love the data that comes out of this. Stores, real quickly, this is the e-commerce platform that I told you about. If you want to list multiple products, take them through a Shopify-like experience, you can build that now within GHL as a store. Great analytics anytime you want to come and check out what's going on with your website, your funnel, your conversion rates, your sales. It's all going to be available to you right there. You can actually launch a blog now on GHL. Now, what I'm in the process of doing is actually launching a WordPress blog. So they have a WordPress integration where you can one-click set up a WordPress page, access it right here from your GHL, and then set up a normal WordPress site. Now, WordPress, as we know, is the best option if you want to start ranking with SEO. So what I recommend doing is having a website or a subdomain for your funnels and a website or subdomain for your main page and for your blog. And your main page and your blog is going to be hosted on WordPress, and you're going to have Yoast and Elementor and all that normal stuff that most websites are built on. I know we're getting late, but hang in there with me. There's a lot of really awesome stuff coming up, and we're almost done. The client portal. This is where your clients are actually going to be able to log in via your custom domain. So mine is vip.leadgenj.com. You'll be able to pretty easily add your own subdomain where your clients can log in and see all of their assets. Now, there's lots of different ways to give somebody access to their client portal. You can do it in an automation. You can do it with a magic link. You can send a login email, all from here. And when we go to memberships in this next tab, I'll show you exactly what they'll see. Forms and surveys, another video in and of itself, but forms and surveys are essentially opt-in forms, survey forms. Surveys have multiple steps, forms do not. That is the biggest difference. And they're now really advanced in GHL. You can do conditional logic. You can give custom thank you pages and custom responses and filter out bad leads, all within these form builders. So as you can see, I have a ton of forms in here. I build pretty much a new one for each different opt-in page that I have. And they're pretty simple, pretty advanced. You're able to come in here and do conditional logic, custom messages when they do certain things, disqualify leads, redirect to URLs with certain answers. You can do custom notifications, and there's a lot of different fields that you can add, including creating custom fields directly from this dashboard. One really cool thing that I like about their forms is you can add a signature field. You can actually get their signature right here on a form to make their submission a little bit more legally binding. So for example, when somebody buys your course and fills out a form, if they sign it and it's their signature, chances are they know what they're buying. Surveys look pretty much the same, so I'm not going to go too detailed there, but surveys are best if you need multiple steps. For example, you want to do like a name, email, phone number, next step, gather a bunch more information. I do use them both pretty frequently, but I tend to use forms a little bit. If you are using the GHL live chat, if you're new, it'll get the job done. So if you come in here, you can create a new chat widget. You can do different types of chat, SMS, email, live chat, WhatsApp. This one's a live chat widget, so I'm going to open this up just so you can see what it looks like. What's up? Do you have any questions? And you can just activate this with the click of a button on all of your pages instead of embedding custom code, and you can manage your chatbot all from within GHL. Now, there's a different reason that I don't use the GHL chatbot anymore, not because it doesn't work. I just like to give context for what page it's on. So I actually have a different chatbot for each page, and this actually helps it be more accurate. So for that, I do use a tool called Chatling. All right, we're at the finish line. Let's get this thing done. Memberships. This is where you're going to give access to your courses, your community. You can generate certificates. This is what people are going to log into when they come into your portal. So if you do want to host your course in GHL, and I used to do this, so it's probably already set up here. Here's what my old course would look like now. So you can issue certificates, you can design your course. It's not the prettiest thing on earth, but it gets the job done, especially for a free solution. You can also now create communities in GHL, so people can interact in a forum style setting. And now I'm in the back end. I'm looking at this as if I was a student and customer. I can see the discussion, I can do the learning, which is my courses. I can see the members inside of here. I can see the leaderboard. So they tried to kind of copy school here, as you can see, with the different levels of access. And they've actually done a really nice job copying school. So a lot of it is even laid out the same. Now what's awesome is if I come up here into this little dots section, I can see my communities, my courses, and my affiliates. So if I was a registered affiliate on here, I'd be able to see my leads, my commissions, my payouts, all under the same roof. So if you're starting a membership site or a course program now, GHL would actually be my preference for where to host all of it. Now, one of the downsides that I encountered trying to do my course in GHL is it wasn't that mobile friendly. People weren't able to just consume the modules on their phone. It was bulkier, there wasn't a standalone app, and it wasn't as engaging for the members. They weren't interacting the way that they are now in school. But they've come a long way, and I feel like they've fixed a lot of those problems. So if you don't want to jump onto a platform that's going to cost you $99 a month, you're just trying to get something up and running, GoHighLevel is an unbelievable solution, and you can automate so much of it because it's all under this GHL umbrella. Good news is there's not much left. Media storage is just where you host all of your files. Reputation, on the other hand, is a little bit more exciting. I don't really use this because I use SEMrush to manage our reputation, but you can actually send review requests. You can embed your reviews. You can do a lot of cool things with this GHL reputation management software. So if you don't have anything where you're currently collecting reviews or automating that, GoHighLevel actually does a nice job of helping you do that. But again, this isn't something that I really fully utilize, and I don't really know anybody who does. Lastly, if you like metrics, GHL is a great place to see your metrics. They put your Google ads, your Facebook ads, your attribution, your call report, and they actually do a nice job of figuring out where your attribution is. The UTM codes coming in, where people are coming from. GHL has more information than even Hyros does in some cases. Lastly, the integrations. GHL just integrates with everything, and they've got a really open API. So you can do a lot of really exciting stuff with it, even generating an entire Subaccount for a client, all on autopilot with an API call. But if you want to just go through this app marketplace and see all of the stuff that it integrates, that you can just build into your GHL ecosystem, like Shippo, which I use to send my goodie bags to people. All of that is now built into GHL. Last thing, since we've made it this far, we've gone through just about every tab in GHL. Not in depth. We're going to be doing that in future videos, going through each individual tab that requires an in-depth explanation. We're going to go through calendars. We're going to go through affiliates. We're going to go through automations, and we're probably going to go through automations again. We'll go through managing your email list. All of this stuff is super important for you to be able to get the most out of your business. This is probably the most important thing that you'll ever learn as a digital marketer. GoHighLevel gives you the tools to outbuild and out-earn every other entrepreneur if you can learn to use it correctly. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Now, if you want to get in there and start using GHL and you don't want to spend $1 zillion, hop into leadgenj.com/GHL-opt-in. It's this page. I'll link it down below. And I will give you access to my GHL sub-account for just $49 per month. And you can copy all of my landing pages, websites, and automations that you're going to see in future videos. I highly recommend you take advantage of this if you're only using GHL for yourself and you don't need to create sub-accounts for clients. This does not give you the ability to create sub-accounts. Now, if you found this video helpful, please watch my 4-hour masterclass on cold outreach and make sure that you're subscribed so that you can see future follow-up videos on GHL buildouts. There's nobody on YouTube that's going to go through in detail their own CRM and give you access to them to just copy. I will. So be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you found this video valuable and you want YouTube to show you more videos like this.